Hello everyone, and welcome to our World Cup 2026 Contenders series. Here, we will analyze the national teams considered strong candidates to compete for the championship at the biggest football event on the planet, taking place this summer, and the first national team to appear in this series is Germany. Die Mannschaft, who have won the World Cup 4 times, once made both Europe and South America wary for many decades. However, behind that glory came a painfully difficult decline. From being champions in 2014 in Brazil, Germany then went through the 2018 and 2022 World Cups with the bitter outcome of being eliminated right from the group stage. After many years of crisis, Germany are making their return with a new generation full of ambition under the guidance of Julian Nagelsmann. The question now is whether the 2026 World Cup will become the stage for the rebirth of a force that once dominated world football. Heading into the 2026 World Cup, Germany still carry the status of one of the most successful nations in football history. They have won the World Cup 4 times, in 1954, 1974, 1990, and 2014. At the same time, this will also be their 21st appearance in the World Cup finals. Germany are currently ranked 8th in the FIFA World Rankings. The 2 consecutive failures at the 2018 and 2022 World Cups created a massive shock for the nation's football system. Problems in tactics, playing identity, and team spirit forced the German Football Association to carry out a deep and comprehensive rebuild. The man chosen to lead that journey is Julian Nagelsmann, the young tactician regarded as one of the best coaches in Europe today. Before diving deeper into an analysis of Die Mannschaft's strength, let's first take a look at the list of 26 players selected by Julian Nagelsmann for the 2026 World Cup. Goalkeepers: Manuel Neuer, Oliver Bowman, Alexander Nübel. Defenders: Joshua Kimmich, Jonathan Tah, Antonio Rüdiger, Nico Schlotterbeck, David Raum, Waldemar Anton, Nathaniel Brown, Malik Thiaw. Midfielders: Jamal Musiala, Florian Wirtz, Leon Goretzka, Alexander Pavlovich, Angelo Stiller, Pascal Gross, Felix Nmeka, Nadia Amiri, Leroy Sané, Leonard Karl, Kai Havertz, Denise Undav, Nick Woltmade, Maximilian Bayer, and Jamie Lewelling. If we had to choose the figures with the greatest influence on Germany's ambition to conquer the World Cup trophy, the 4 most outstanding names would certainly be Jamal Musiala, Florian Wirtz, Joshua Kimmich, and Manuel Neuer. At the top of the list is Jamal Musiala. When performing at his highest level, the FC Bayern Munich star is the most dangerous weapon in the hands of Julian Nagelsmann. His dribbling ability, composure in tight spaces, and talent for creating differences through moments of brilliance make Musiala the most explosive player in the squad. He was one of Germany's brightest stars at UEFA Euro 2024 and is considered the symbol of the new generation. Although he previously suffered a serious injury after colliding with Gianluigi Donnarumma in the match against Paris Saint-Germain FC at the Club World Cup, Musiala is still expected to regain his best form before the tournament begins. If he reaches full fitness, the number 10 could completely change the fate of Germany's entire World Cup campaign. Alongside Jamal Musiala is Florian Wirtz, the player many consider to be the most exciting face of Germany ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Wirtz possesses outstanding vision, elite creativity, and an incredible ability to find spaces that others simply cannot see. In many matches, he acts as the brain behind the entire attacking system of Die Mannschaft. Joshua Kimmich brings a different kind of value. Germany's captain is a leader both technically and mentally. He experienced the painful memories of the 2018 and 2022 World Cups, so he fully understands the pressure and responsibility that come with wearing the national team shirt. Kimmich has been one of the key figures in rebuilding the team culture under Julian Nagelsmann. Finally, there is Manuel Neuer. At the age of 40, the German legend has made a surprising return to the national team after previously announcing his retirement from international football. Although he is no longer at the peak of his form like he was a decade ago, Neuer still possesses something very few players have: elite-level experience, composure in decisive moments, and the mentality of a world champion. Alongside the established stars, Germany will also bring to the 2026 World Cup a highly promising group of young players. The most notable is Leonard Karl, the 18-year-old talent from FC Bayern Munich. During the past season, Lennart Karl made a huge impact by continuously breaking age-related records in both the Bundesliga and the Champions League. His smooth dribbling ability, sudden changes of direction, and low center of gravity have reminded many people of a young Lionel Messi. Although Julian Nagelsmann will certainly use him carefully, Lennart Karl is still regarded as the most exciting young player to watch for Germany at this World Cup. In midfield, Alexander Pavlovich represents the type of modern midfielder that European football is searching for. The FC Bayern Munich player possesses strong tactical intelligence, the ability to control the tempo of a match, and remarkable composure despite his young age. Many experts believe that Pavlovich could become a key figure for the national team for many years to come. In attack, Nick Woltmade offers a completely different option. With his outstanding height, ideal physical profile, and direct playing style, the Newcastle United FC striker could become the solution in matches that require strength and aerial dominance inside the penalty area. Another name worth paying attention to is Nathaniel Brown. The young fullback developed at Eintracht Frankfurt is emerging as genuine competition for David Raum on the left flank. Brown's rapid development gives Germany greater squad depth in a tournament as long and physically demanding as the World Cup. When Julian Nagelsmann took charge of the German national team in 2023, he faced an extremely difficult mission. He had to revive a squad that had gone through years of disappointment, lost its identity, and repeatedly failed at major tournaments. However, in a relatively short period of time, the tactician born in 1987 managed to create clear and noticeable changes. The first thing Nagelsmann brought was a new atmosphere within the national team. Instead of building the squad around a few standout individuals, he emphasized team spirit and collective responsibility. Every position must be earned through fair competition, and every player has to prove their value each time they are called up to the national team. That change was clearly reflected in a statement made by captain Joshua Kimmich before the 2026 World Cup. He shared that the dressing room now truly feels like a united team. It was a short statement, but one that revealed the difference between the current German squad and the years of crisis that came before. Of course, Julian Nagelsmann is still a coach renowned for his modern tactical thinking. He has built a style of play full of energy, flexibility, and perfectly suited to the characteristics of this new generation of players. However, the most important thing he has brought lies in the mental aspect. After many years surrounded by questions about unity and togetherness, Germany are now operating as a single collective. The national team culture has been restored, the desire to fight and contribute has been reignited, and the sense of pride in wearing the national team shirt has become stronger once again. Under Julian Nagelsmann, Germany usually operate in a 4-2-3-1 formation, a system designed to maximize the technical quality of the attacking players. It is an approach that perfectly suits the current generation, as most of the standout names possess excellent creativity on the ball and flexible movement. Die Mannschaft's style of play is built around three main principles: controlling the game, applying high pressure, and transitioning at great speed. When in possession, Germany try to maintain control of the game, constantly circulating the ball to stretch the opposition's defensive shape. Immediately after losing possession, the players apply intense pressure in order to regain control as quickly as possible. One of the team's most notable strengths lies in the freedom of movement given to Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz. The two frequently rotate positions, appear in different areas of the pitch, and create unpredictable situations for opposing defenses. Behind them, Joshua Kimmich plays the role of the team's tempo controller, linking the different lines and maintaining balance within the system. The defensive line also provides a certain level of security thanks to the experience of Manuel Neuer, Antonio Rüdiger, Jonathan Tah, and Joshua Kimmich. These are all players who have spent many years competing at the highest level. Even so, Germany still have a few question marks. The team lack a world-class center forward, which means their finishing efficiency does not always match the number of chances they create. Kai Havertz will most likely continue to play as the highest player in attack, even though it is not his natural position. In addition, several positions are still being fiercely contested, with no absolutely undisputed choices at the moment. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar was a massive shock for German football. For the second consecutive tournament, Die Mannschaft were eliminated in the group stage. For a nation that has won the World Cup 4 times, it was a result that was extremely difficult to accept. and also a clear sign that the national team needed a complete transformation. The turning point came when Julian Nagelsmann took over as head coach in 2023. Positive signs quickly appeared at UEFA Euro 2024. Playing on home soil, Germany displayed a far more convincing version of themselves compared to previous tournaments. Their journey only ended in the quarterfinals after a narrow defeat to Spain, who later went on to become champions. Even though they could not progress further, the tournament still gave fans the belief that Germany were moving in the right direction. The preparation process for the 2026 World Cup has continued to strengthen that impression. Germany came through the qualifiers relatively comfortably, recording 5 wins from 6 matches. The team have also shown positive form in recent friendly matches, most notably the 4-0 victory over Finland earlier this morning. At the 2026 World Cup, Germany are placed in Group E alongside Curaçao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. On paper, this is considered a relatively favorable group for Julian Nagelsmann and his players. Curaçao are considered the weakest team in the group, but they are also one of the most interesting stories of the tournament after becoming the smallest nation ever to qualify for a World Cup. Ivory Coast are considered a more dangerous opponent thanks to their strong physical foundation and fast-paced style of play. Meanwhile, Ecuador are an extremely disciplined side. The South American team made a strong impression during the qualifiers by possessing one of the most solid defenses in the region. Even so, when it comes to squad quality, depth, and experience at the highest level, Germany are still considered the number 1 candidate to finish top of Group E. The minimum objective for Die Mannschaft is to get through the group stage, something they have not achieved since lifting the World Cup trophy in Brazil in 2014. Beyond that, the Germans want to prove that the failures of the past are truly behind them. According to many international football outlets, Germany are currently placed in the second tier of World Cup favorites behind teams such as Spain, France, Portugal, England, and Argentina. Even so, most predictions believe that Julian Nagelsmann's side are capable of making a deeper run than they did in the last 2 World Cups. Many forecasting models also rate Die Mannschaft's chances of reaching the semifinals relatively highly. Some statistics even suggest that Germany have more than a 20% chance of finishing among the top 4 teams in the tournament, while still maintaining a realistic opportunity to compete for a place in the final if they can overcome the major contenders in the knockout rounds. They may not be the number 1 favorite to lift the trophy, but they are certainly the kind of opponent that every major nation would prefer to avoid once the tournament enters the knockout stage. After everything, Germany head into the 2026 World Cup in a very different position compared to the crisis years of the past. They are no longer the directionless team that disappointed in Russia or Qatar. Instead, this is a younger side, full of more energy, and most importantly, one that has rediscovered the identity that once made them successful. Can Germany place a 5th star above their crest? Or will the rebuilding process still need more time to be fully completed? The answer will come in the coming weeks on North American soil. Thank you for watching the first episode of our World Cup 2026 Contenders series. If you enjoyed this content, stay with us for the upcoming episodes, where we will continue to explore and analyze other top contenders of this year's tournament. Goodbye, and see you next time.